Good evening, everyone. Motion on the floor to enter into executive session to discuss the employment of a particular person. Invited in is Ms. O'Grady Parent, Ms. Shaw, Mr. Stiles, and Ms. Curry.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we'll be right back. Good evening, everyone. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Hope everyone's having a great summer. At this time, it is our public input on agenda and non-agenda items. I welcome any members of the audience to speak at this time.
Flower man?
All right, for our public hearing, Mr. Camillo.
Sorry about that. Thank you. So it's a public hearing on for our annual policies that require it. Our public complaints policy has not changed. Our parent involvement policy has not changed. And the involvement, parent, and family engagement, Title I. So those three, this is our public hearing. They've been out since July 26th out there. But again, there's no changes, so I didn't expect any real comments. The last one, however, is our code of conduct. Similar to when Dr. Watson did these every other year, there's a full review or a partial review. This year was a full review with Mr. Stiles and his team. And so they have some recommended changes that I will pass the mic to him and he can explain.
I'd like to just kind of go over all the changes and answer any questions you may have. So not a lot of significant changes other than the first one. So our elementary section of the regulations for the code of conduct, not sure if you remember, were kind of general rules. In the classroom, you should, listen to your teacher, be kind, all of those things. What we wanted to do was align that more to our middle school and high school, kind of that matrix, level 1 infractions, level 2 infractions. It's really not going to change our practices within the building, but it really does allow us to align to situations that may come up during the school year. So again, similar to the middle school, looking at the consequences, they are aligned to what we would do at the elementary school. So again, on paper, the code looks different, but our daily practices really will not change at all. So that's a pretty significant one. On page 12, 15, and 19, under we updated substance and tobacco use. The old section in there said tobacco possession, smoking, and use of other tobacco products or electronic cigarettes. We added to that tobacco products such as electronic cigarettes and tobacco pouches. That's something that's I guess become a little bit more common with some of our high school students in particular. Some other changes are in the athletic handbook section. So the first change is, there was a parent and student acknowledgement page right in there. After speaking with Mr. Reinish, that's not a page that needs to be there, as when families sign up for sports in Arbiter, there is a section where they can look at the code of conduct and they're acknowledging there, so there's no need to have them then sign if they've already acknowledged. A couple other updates. So on page 50, we made a little bit of a change regarding social media. It talked about Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. We kind of, modernized that. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and X to make it a little bit more up to date. Doesn't mean that those are the only ones. It was like the examples, such as, and we included those. Under financial kind of penalty, we added some specifics in there. Right now it says an athlete who does not turn in equipment will be held financially responsible for all equipment issued. We put in there now, an athlete who does not return equipment, uniforms, or school-issued warm-ups will be held financially responsible for all equipment issued. Another change was a section in the athletic part that is an in-school suspension. It was kind of a complicated section where it said, a student who accumulates 3 days of internal suspension, they're ineligible to participate in their next athletic contest. That goes for the out of season as well. After they return from that 1-game suspension, for every day of internal suspension they will receive a 1-game suspension after that. So again, Mr. Reinisch and the coaches, felt to simplify that a little bit. So we're saying that a student is ineligible to participate in practice or a game on the day that they receive in-school suspension. So it's not that, you don't have a game, you can do things, get in-school suspension on, different days leading up to 3. Now it's, if you receive in-school suspension, any day you would not be able to participate in practice if that's a day of practice, or a game if that's a day of a game. And then under the academic policy, we have number 2 in there says, if a student has a cumulative average less than 65% at the conclusion of a marking period, that student will be ineligible to participate in athletics for the next marking period. After looking at the other pieces that fall, kind of under those academic sections, we felt as though taking that number 2 completely out still allows us to, hold students accountable for their grades. What happened is, it doesn't happen all the time, but you may have a student who, just passes all their courses, fails 1 course, they're now ineligible to participate. But then there's other sections in here that talk about a student failing 2 courses or more. So you only failed 1, you can't participate, but if someone else does better in other classes but fails 2, they can still participate under, having to get those grades up. So we just felt as though that would, it's really kind of more fair, ultimately, to have that out. That is all of the changes.
And those changes were sent in the email, so you can take a look if you haven't seen the email with all the policies in there. The code of conduct summary, the whole code of conduct's in there, I think, as well, but
Yes.
the code of conduct summary that Mr. Stiles just talked about is there. So if you read that and have any questions, just let either one of us know. And that goes for all of the, we got the first read of the ones that there were no changes to tonight, but the first read won't be till August 22nd on the other policies that the policy committee looked at. So if you look those over and have questions, just send them my way and we'll answer them. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. All right. Motion on the floor for approval of minutes from July 29th, 2026.
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Under board resolutions, motion on the floor for consent agenda items 1 through 14. Under discussion, I'd like to congratulate our new Assistant Director of Pupil Services, Victoria Hallett Sabina. Welcome back. And to our new Early Childhood Coordinator, Crystal Oricchio. Welcome. Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion on the floor for, under classified, motion on the floor for consent agenda items 1 through 5.
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Under superintendent recommendations, programs, motion on the floor for consent agenda items 1 through 9.
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Under superintendent recommendations, business finance, motion on the floor for consent agenda items 1 and 2.
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Okay. District announcements. All future Board of Ed meetings will be held here at 6 p.m. Our next one will be August 26th, And then in September, we will have one on September 9th, right before school starts, and September 23rd, which we will have our School 2 principal presentation. Under Troy Triumphs. The annual fall kickoff event returns on Friday, August 28th, beginning with a varsity football scrimmage between Troy and Shenandoah at 11 a.m. We'll also have food, games, music, and raffles to get our families and community excited about the start of the new school year. Our facility staff and contractors have been hard at work this summer to get our buildings and campuses ready for our students to come back in just a few short weeks. The long list of projects include painting, new lighting, refinishing all the floors, new elevator installations, construction of new secure entryways, and many other smaller items. Thank you to Jeremy Jasper and his team for ensuring our facilities are in the best shape possible for the fall. And we are excited to see some of our teachers and instructional staff coming back over the next few weeks as summer PD ramps up before our opening day program on September 8th. We look forward to several great days of learning together as we await the first day of school. And I have a special acknowledgement that I'd like to give to Teresa on behalf of our board. We want to extend to you an extremely big thank you. You've been our board clerk since I've started. You've kept me in line and everyone else. It chased us around and made sure that we always know where to go and how to get there. So we truly appreciate everything you've done for us. We know that you're still around, so we'll definitely bug you if we need to. As we know, you have to go help with this guy here. But thank you, Teresa. We really do appreciate you. We're going to miss having you at this table. All right. Motion on the floor to adjourn the meeting.
Second.
All those in favor? Okay. Have a great night, everyone.
Thank you.